Courtroom Shenanigans.
Welcome to another episode of Courtroom Shenanigans. Today we feature the top 3 list of evil teenage baby killers in the courtroom who cry like babies themselves. So with no time to waste, let's get into this. At number 3 on the list, we have 17-year-old Jacob Morgan. Morgan was arrested in 2015 after a fire at his South Carolina mobile home killed his baby brother, Joshua Hill. Joshua was just 14 months old. Morgan was babysitting at the time. The incident captured national attention. Jacob Morgan pleaded guilty in 2016 under what is called an Alford plea. The agreement came after Morgan had been indicted on charges of first-degree arson and murder and faced up to life in prison. Morgan was convicted in 2016 on charges of third-degree arson, involuntary manslaughter, and child neglect.
A burn pattern that goes from underneath that child towards the door of the bedroom. That is caused by likely something. It's a significant burn pattern as he described it. It could have been alcohol, it could have been something else that gets consumed by the fire. But a significant burn pattern shows that there is something said significant and intentional. And at that point, to start a fire in that room is hidden, and to walk away, not trying to extinguish that fire, and immediately starting another fire in the living room. And then to claim it's an accident, that it got out of control, that's an extreme recklessness. And that's intent. That's maliciousness. That's a definition of malice. Things. And as you walk away from a fire that you've just lit in another room with a small baby, walk into the front room, light that fire, and then leave the residence standing outside watching it burn, till it becomes too much to go back to. That's malice. And so malice is here in both counts, because all that murder requires is malice of forethought and more fascination required to watch that burn, knowing that that child was in there that was going to die, and not calling 911, not saving that child when he could have, and not having started the fires in the first place. He has to take responsibility. And so there's much more here than probable cause. So I would ask the court to find probable cause on both charges in this case.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. The testimony, existing of both sides, question testimony. I believe the state has, in fact, met their burden. So therefore, I am going to find that there is probable cause to charge the individual with the down those 4 general sessions for both charges.
Joseph Morgan, now 24, was released from a South Carolina prison in 2022 after serving about half of the 15-year sentence. Morgan also received credit for a year in jail before trial. At a parole hearing in 2022, Morgan said, "Not a day goes by that I don't regret my brother's death." Joseph Morgan still has another 15-year prison sentence to finish if he does not successfully complete 5 years of probation. At number 2, we have 16-year-old baby killer John Freeman. In August 2012, Freeman killed 5-year-old Isabella Tennant at the girl's great-grandparents' home in Niagara Falls, Buffalo, New York. Isabella was spending the night in the care of John Freeman while her mother was at work. Freeman was a neighbor of the homeowners. They left him to look after Isabella when they went to bed. John Freeman disposed of Isabella's body in a garbage container with the help of an 18-year-old friend, Tyler Best. Tyler Best accepted a plea bargain for his role in the crime. His plea earned him a more lenient sentence of 16 months to 4 years in jail.
He spoke in cold detail of how, with his bare hands, he murdered a defenseless 5-year-old girl.
Nothing will bring Isabella back to me. I will be in pain for the rest of my life. I didn't get to see Isabella start kindergarten, first grade, high school, teach her how to drive, go to a prom, or get married and have children.
I'm so sorry to all that family. I can take away from that. I understand that. I gotta wake up every day with that. So, just ask. Actually, I'm just sorry.
John Freeman pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and evidence tampering. Freeman was sentenced to 22 years to life in prison for killing 5-year-old Isabella Tennant. Freeman is currently serving his time at the Niagara Detention Center in Buffalo, New York. At number 1 on the list, we have Dylan Shoemaker. Shoemaker, who was 16 at the time, killed 1-year-old Austin Smith. It was determined that the child died from blunt force trauma. Dylan Shoemaker was babysitting his girlfriend's children when he struck little Austin Smith.
I didn't mean to kill Austin. Actually, I really didn't. I really think I did that. I didn't mean to hurt him.
Smith was beaten on the head several times by Shoemaker, according to prosecutors. They say he muffled the boy's face with a pillow before striking him 3 times, trying to get him to stop crying.
I can't take back what was done. I wish I could. I would give my life for Austin. I loved him a lot.
Austin Smith was completely defenseless. That's a given. But there were other dynamics at work there, including my client's inability to either control his anger or frustration and his inexperience in babysitting.
Based on his short life now, what is to say he won't do this again?
Well, we don't know that. I think it's completely unlikely. It was a situational, circumstantial thing.
Dylan Shoemaker was convicted of second-degree murder. Judge William Baller gave him the maximum penalty at his sentencing.
The record will show that you admitted that on July 23, 2013, in a phone call to your mother from the holding center, you stated, and I got a quote from the court reporter, "I am a 16-year-old blonde. Probably all I have to do is cry in front of the jury, and they're going to feel sorry for me," end quote.
Dylan Shoemaker was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison for the death of 1-year-old Austin Smith. Shoemaker was convicted by a jury at trial. Dylan Shoemaker is currently serving his sentence in the Clinton Correctional Facility, New York. And that's all we got for this episode. Please leave a like, subscribe, and stay in tune for more videos. Peace out.